Record. Okay, so this is a new recording on week 4 written assignment to explain it. And if I have any questions from you all, you can ask them and maybe I will answer all the questions, right? So week 4 written assignment rubric, you can turn in a cover page. Make sure you have a creative title. Creating your own title instead of saying week 4 written assignment is actually a hidden curriculum for me to teach you that when you write a creative title of any assignment that you have in any one of your classes, just not mine, once you create a title, you can think about it. It's research shown that you will think about it more. You'll think about it maybe when you're driving the car. You can come up with ideas, more creative, and it's going to be more fun. And again, I will talk about the 5 happy hormones. You'll get more dopamine hit, more norepinephrine, epinephrine, serotonin, and oxytocin. Those, you get just a little bit of a molecule coming out of all those glands that produce those when you create a creative title. And what does it take you? A couple seconds. Some people will spend a long time on writing a creative title and think they have to stick with it. No, you don't have to stick with it. You can always change it for me as long as once you turn it in, then it's kind of in cement. So it's going to be, let's take that off. Okay, it's going to be all about your history, not about mine. If you really want to write about somebody else, that's perfect with me. I'm not going to argue with you, okay? So on your cover page, it's going to be, you put the creative title, the course, which is Multicultural Education, Brookline, the date, and the name. Save it, and then you can always use that cover page all the time. You're getting, just change the creative title and the date. So if you submit it and it's not in the right form, I will still give you probably 5 points. I'm not going to say, oh, this earned 2 points. It's either 5 or nothing. Okay, so just follow that along. Now, history books. It's a paragraph, or you can put it in bullets. If you are a creative writer and you love writing paragraphs, go ahead. Write your paragraphs. That is good. A paragraph is usually 5 sentences. Make sure my hand is not dirty, because sometimes I get dirt on there. You know, you have an intro sentence, which is usually a question, a quote, or some really interesting fact about your history. It could be when I broke my back, or how did I break my back, something like that. And that's the intro sentence. Then is followed an introduction, which is the history book. Is your introduction is always followed by 3 sentences, and those are general information that are kind of, can be boring, but it's general information that'll set your brain into a place where it knows what's going to happen. And then you have your thesis statement, which isn't exactly, it's going to be about this, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, paragraph 4, and then a conclusion. So you're going to churn what or why at least 3 certain items are not covered in historical books. And if you're not in a history book, you can write them down here. And you defend them. So it's really easy, okay? It's about you. I didn't put that in there, and I probably should need you, okay? So it's all about you. So give me 3 reasons why you decided to choose, like, I broke my back when I was getting my hair done, 17. It could be about my childhood, that I was bullied a little bit. I could write about that, or I could write about a positive experience playing basketball with my dad, or something in high school. Think of something that defined you in your life now. It could be about anything. It could be about having children. You know, I could write 3. I had 3 babies. That's definition 1, 2, and 3. You got married. That could be 1. Having children 2. So you see what it is. It could be events or something about your history that changed you. Concept. Okay. Everybody cool with that, right? All right. Now here we're going to get a little more specific for you. Define your culture in your family. Ages 0 to 5. Okay, when 0 to 5, I was in a family. Born, I had a sister, and when I became almost 2, I had another sister. So I was a family of 3, and we lived on, a small little house. There you go. Age 6, well, I moved when I was 3. Age 6 to 12, I started grade school. I would have ridden the short bus if I was born now because I had a speech impediment, because I liked to talk so fast, my mind worked too quickly. So I would say hamburger, I would say hanger instead of saying hamburger. And then I learned that I forgot the burr. So then I used to say hanger as hamburger. So I used to say hangerber. So that would be a defining moment, 6 to 12, 12 to 18, junior high or high school. We moved when I was 12. That I could just write that. Age 20s, I got married. A lot of people experienced a lot of death in my 20s. 3 people in our wedding party, my husband's parents, miscarriages, all that. I could write that. That's kind of sad. I could write really happy things. I got married and I started my career, and I also, that was in my 30s. We had we bought a retail store. I loved raising my kids. I would say when they were young, even now, life gets better. So I'll be definitely, yeah, question. Yeah.
Okay, so the third part is going to be 1 paragraph, and we're going to put all of that in 1 paragraph, correct?
Correct. Or
and then the second one where we have to write how like the life changed us or however,
yes,
that's gonna also be another paragraph.
Correct.
The first one, if you scroll to the top where you said, tell me.
Okay, you can write bullet points and write it right in here if you want. You don't have to write a paragraph. You want to write a paragraph, you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to have too many paragraphs, 7. That's a lot of paragraphs.
That's a lot of paragraphs. Okay.
Yeah, just write bullet points. Okay, what were you saying?
Okay.
Yeah. You're going to talk about your culture. Having I could say we're typically lower income middle class when I was younger here. And here I was just a lower middle class, a little bit of middle class. And I'm assuming none of you are in your golden years, right? So just kind of guess what it's going to be. Are you going to stay in the economic class? Are you going to stay in an American culture? Are you from a different culture? Then you might have it here. What's going to be like in your culture? I have no idea. I can only relate myself with my history to my culture. And I was in an American lower to maybe middle class family. We didn't have a car when we were young, but nobody had a car with my mom. Nobody had second cars until end of elementary school. That's when parents would get 2 cars. And now I think most parents have 2 cars. I'm not sure if you guys have 2 cars, but I think that's what, I wasn't ever super rich. That would be a culture. American culture, I believed in the Constitution, whatever. So let's go down here. Do you have to answer every one of these questions? I should say, this is your African country. You're going to write that in week 2 for your communication log. There you go. You just put it right back in. Okay. You don't have to do any more work than that unless you want to. Maybe you want to dig deeper in your African country. That's good. Asian country is in week 3. Maybe you wrote about all these. You don't have to have each one of these filled out. Let's say a minimum of, I'll let it, you guys, we have a democratic society. What would you like to see here? How many do you think you have to write about? 4? Does that sound good?
Yeah, 4 sounds good.
Thank you, Kyle. Yeah. So write about. So I should write in here because I'll say these. About four bullets. Okay. Points. I should say bullet points because somebody might say, "Oh my God, enticing violence with bullets." Okay. Copy. This should be still 4 right there. Okay. Then Asian, still 4. And if these are the same 4 that you turn in week 2, it's okay. Why is it okay? Why ethically can I believe that it's okay you turn in work that you previously turn in work? 1, you did the work. 2, whenever you repeat something, you learn it, it's more cemented into your brain. That's what I want from all of you, is to have the learning of cultures cemented in your brain. And then once you have, just like you have a swing set in the backyard, people have those anymore, I don't know. But if you put cement in the poles, it's just stronger. Your learning, you can then advance your learning once you have strong. So there you go. There's about 4 bullets. So each bullet is like 3 points. European is in week 4. This one will be new. I'm going to put new. Must is a terrible word for right now. So that's new. Okay. So what is a family culture like in Europe, Asia, and Africa, in the country that you chose? Most of them, especially Europe, would be just like us. In Africa, there are some communities, and on that movie, The Babies, if I can figure out how to show it to you, I would. A family of, in this one African country, the tribe or the village really raises the kids. So most of the people, they either go out on the field and hunt, or they go out and gather the food for the day. So they have to have only one person that babysits the kids, and the babysitters our culture. So what do you see in the common threads of each of your culture? Well, the families are all raised together. The transportation, they don't depend on it. They depend on the internet. In Asia, they have more manners. No, I'm sorry. That's not right. They have different manners. And
I don't know if it's the same for everybody else, but
I can't hear you really well. What are you saying? Okay, you're gonna need.
Oh, that there is a black screen.
There's a black screen.
And I couldn't see.
Okay, so let me go into screen share again.
I can see it just fine. I think it's you because you keep cutting in and out.
Oh, I wonder why that is. That happened last time. I don't know how to fix it. I remember, were you pretty technical?
No, not you, the student.
Oh, okay. I would love to have control over that. So here you want to see a common thread. Here's a difference thread. So give me 3 common things. Okay, so in, I don't know what culture this is. I think it's Japanese. They respect the elders more. A difference would be, I know in a lot of Asian and European countries, at grade 7 or 8, you have to take a test to see whether you're going to advance to college or whether you're going to advance to a career, and what specifically area will your career be. That's a difference. The common thread would be that they do go to school. A difference would be in Japan, they go 6 days. Saturday is a half day. And in Japan, they have a national holiday where everybody, all parents, well, only parents and children go to school. And that is a work day for the parents. They get the day off and the company has to pay them for that day. And they get the entire day off that their child goes to school the first day. And they go to school with them for the first day. So that's pretty different. That's interesting. And I think that is happening here in the United States because of COVID. And maybe you want to focus on how COVID is changing the relationships between all this. And just tell me what you like best about your culture. I would say family. I think family is important. I might say I like the family in the African country, or maybe I like the way they prepare the food better. In the country that I chose, they prepare it more as a tribe, and they have a big community meeting for food. Asia country, maybe I like something different, and European, okay? And then just find a quote that you've probably used in the last 4 weeks with your, oh, you don't find quotes, that's the other class. Find a quote, okay? Submit it on time. So what does that mean? Week 4, I don't know the dates of week 4. I think it's the 18th through 7 would be the 20th.
Yeah, it's the 24th at midnight on turnitin.com.
Yep, and then you get 10 points, all right, for just turning it in on time. Why do I do that? Because I get up Monday morning, maybe late Monday afternoon, and just grade papers. So that's it. Is there any questions on this? You follow the rubric, you're going to get the points, okay? If you write paragraphs, you will still get the points. Maybe that's how you like to write. That's perfect with me, all right? Questions? Nope. Okay. Thank you for shaking your head.
Actually, I do have a question. Okay, so
Okay.
are we writing about ourselves and our country?
Yes. You're writing about your country. I'm sorry. That's wrong. You're writing about you up here. You're writing about you here. What is not in your history book? Your culture right here. The other cultures, this is what you did for this week in
Right.
the communication log. This is what you do in week 3 for the communication log, and this replaces week 4.
Okay.
Okay? So you're right. I needed to declare that. So
it's 3 paragraphs or bullet point sections for us about us, and then the rest is about our country that
correct.
we picked. Okay.
Yes. I'm just double checking. So this is the page 1, 2, and I only see 2 paragraphs. Wait.
Oh, I was including the cover page. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I was
Okay.
first doing. 2 paragraphs about you. Make it interesting, because think of this. If you make it about you growing up here and you still have parents, give it to your mom for a Mother's Day. She'll love it. All right. Yeah. So that's about it. Is it supposed to be a really intense assignment? No. Remember, your other classes should be intense. You might not have started your program yet. You're going to get into some intense courses. This is not intense, okay?
And one more question. This is due January 24th?
Correct, at 11:59 p.m. Let's say you decided not to work on it until Sunday the 24th, and at that time, you couldn't work on it till 9 or 10 o'clock p.m., and you submit it at 3 a.m., okay, that's fine. I'm not going to deduct the 10 points. The 10 points are basically if you don't turn it in by the time I grade. And I'll probably grade on Monday, but if I say that, well, in my head, I might say to myself, oh, I have really until Monday, and I'll procrastinate. So I have learned not to procrastinate, but I had penalties. So that's why, okay? I don't want anybody stressing. Let's say you decided, not decided, but you're stressing about it. You're worried about your grade. Call me, text me and say, I'm stressing. I have a real busy week. I know I should have started this paper a long time ago and I didn't. So sorry. You don't even have to say so sorry. I just have, I have kids, I have a job. The job became, we decided to go on ground because everybody got vaccines and it's just crazy. And I work in intensive care. I'll say, that's okay. Don't worry. Okay. As long as you tell me, I'm fine. All right. You're fine. No stress. All right. We're going to take that off and I'm going to stop the recording so I can just put the recording up.